Live from Studio 3, this is Packaging Today with Evelio Matos, Adam Peak, and Corey Connors.
Apparently my camera became unplugged.
Oh my God. So this is why we're a little bit late this morning, but how you guys doing? Adam's got a new picture there. You can see he's got a new haircut. It's nice and white. I can barely tell the difference. Let us know if you're tuning into this or you've been waiting for this. Let us know where you're coming in from. We always get people coming from all over the planet. It's always great to see how big this network is getting and how big this community continues to grow. So I don't know. We had like Egypt and Austin. Everybody from Nashville. That's right. Coming in hot.
You grew up there, right? Or was that?
I did. I actually spent some time in Galveston as a kid. terrible place.
Oh, there he is.
Guys, I think the camera's back on.
Is it? I can't tell.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. All right, man. So it's the Packaging Today show. We got a lot going on here. We got
starting off
Corey
strong.
Connors.
Starting off strong, guys.
That's right, man. At least it's the worst show of the year so far.
Yes.
But we got Corey Connors at Corrugated, host of Sustainable Packaging Podcast.
Good morning.
We got Adam Peak, People of Packaging Podcast, Packaging Pastor on the TikToks. And then you got
my
me.
camera is guaranteed to go out at some other point in time.
Oh, 100%. And your mic and the echoes and all the good.
All of it's going to come back.
Maybe we shouldn't have fired Charlie.
Yeah.
Just saying.
If you're listening,
you're in cost savings. We had to get EBITDA numbers up. So
that's
sorry,
right.
Charlie.
we need you, Chuck.
We do.
Come back, Chucky.
Yeah, and then you got me, Evelio Matos, Packaging Unboxed podcast, and we've been doing the show for quite a while, and it's continued to grow. So thank you guys for growing. Do us a favor though, and throw a comment in here. Make sure this is working. We've had some technical issues this morning, so if you're out there, let us know.
Yes. Hey, all right.
We got one person. We got
Eva. Good morning.
Eva, how you doing? Good morning. All right, so then just want to jump into some packaging stuff. I mean, the year's off to a pretty hot start. I just saw this thing come through from Industry Intelligence. It's talking about bottles contributing 28% to the carbon footprint of wine production. So, of the entire carbon footprint of wine, over a quarter of it is the bottle. But they're saying that if you shift from glass bottle to a box wine, you can actually reduce that footprint by 40%.
Wow.
And everybody loves a good boxed wine.
Oh,
that's the challenge, right?
Corrugated, man. This is a real debate in Europe. We talked about lightweighting glass being a mandate. They're trying to make it so glass bottles have to be a certain weight. And this is a real challenge for companies that have very heavy glass bottles as part of their brand. And there's always been the consumer mindset of the heavier the bottle, the nicer it is, the better quality it is.
Yep.
And I think this is an interesting thought. But it actually a lot of times makes sense to me that, it's more stout, that they spent more money on this. It's got to be more valuable. But I think what you'll see is a lot of consolidation to lightweighted bottles or brands paying fines to use heavier bottles.
There's a bottle that I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's made from a recycled PET, and it's kind of a little bit flatter and allows for kind of a nice front and back label on it.
It's like a stand-up pouch, basically.
No, it's not. It's a bottle. It's an actual bottle that you can put on a shelf that has a cap on it and everything like that. I'd have to look it up. I had him on my podcast, and I apologize if you're watching. Then I'm sorry, human, but I can't recall the name. I'll look it up. But that was the whole point, was that it has the same the same efficacy in terms of protecting the product as glass. It still has a feel to it. It's got a bit of a weightiness. I would suspect, though, the problem is still it's plastic. And if you give somebody something in plastic, they go, really?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, it doesn't feel like you
memo
it.
bottle.
No.
Yeah, and then there's the debate of paper bottles, which is something that several companies have been testing, and it's very interesting. But I think the consumers are confused. They're not sure what to do. Glass is here to stay, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. So we got. Let me see. I'm just going to share this window here. Here, let me get us down off of this. See what happens when you don't have Charlie. This is memo bottle. But this is definitely not it. But this is a cool water bottle, right? Where you can, it's like flat. It can fit in your bag. I remember when these guys came out a while ago. They had a different name for it.
And that's plastic?
It is plastic. It is plastic, but it's pretty slick.
Yeah, really cool looking.
Here is here's the one I was talking about.
Oh, Ava's got a question here. Is like, does lightweight glass break more easily? Yes.
Yes, and that's the challenge, right? Should we be looking the other direction and trying to make these bottles reusable? And there's the debate continues.
Let's see. I'm seeing a letterbox wine bottle in the UK was flat PET.
I pulled up what it looks like. If you want to share, I can't share
I see it in there.
Yeah, so this is the. Oh, I need to eat all the cookies. Thank you. I don't know how many I just consume all the internet cookies. They taste so great. So
I've gained like 10 pounds.
I know. I have to go to Orange Theory 4 times a day, just because of all my internet cookies. Anyway, you can see down here it offers lower carbon footprint, fully recyclable. It doesn't say who makes it though, which I thought was interesting.
Let's see. This
is what it looks like right here. It's just a flat.
Yeah, there's a company called Garçon Wines that's using it.
That's it.
Yeah. The idea is like it fits through your mail slot.
Yes.
Seriously.
Garçon Wines.
But
awesome.
it doesn't hold as much. That's the problem.
Yeah. Seems like looks like a Mad Dog 2020 bottle almost.
It does look like a Mad Dog 2020 bottle.
That's a classic,
That's right. That's what all wine should be, trying to achieve is we want to be just like Mad Dog 2020.
That should be. They should come to us. We'll tell them how to do it.
That's right.
I do think it does. They can
and put little gold flakes in there like Goldschlager. We'll just make this flat out.
Yeah, and then we'll make it taste like Jaeger, so nobody wants it.
Wow.
Just kidding. No offense to Jaeger. You make a great product.
Yes. If you need labels, contact adam.peak@myers.com. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You need corrugated. I know a guy.
Yeah. If you want to sponsor our podcast, please contact info@ncasemedia.com. Thank you, Jägermeister.
Yeah. Thank you, Jaeger.
It is this Garçon Wines and.
Hey, Brandon.
Oh, do we have Dos Brandons?
We got both Brandon. Now we can get started. Finally.
Hey, let me give a quick shout out here to Brandon Gomes, who shares an affinity because his family is from South India, but he sent me out a whole bunch of delicious chicken 65 mix, and we ate some, and it was amazing. So thank you, Brandon, for your kindness. And we have so much. We're gonna enjoy all the chicken. If you've never had chicken 65. Oh boy, you are in for a treat. Chickens 1 through 64, not as good.
Terrible.
That's actually a true story. They were trying to discover the perfect chicken recipe, and some chef, I guess, went through 64, and the 65th, he was like, "I've done it."
This is
called it chicken 65. It's like preparation H.
It's like Heinz 57.
Some rough tests. Yeah, Heinz 57.
None of this sounds appetizing. None of these things. Preparation H, of this.
If you need your food product promoted, don't call Adam.
Don't call Adam. Brandon and I enjoyed the same area of the world for the holiday. We were both all down in the Bahamas, apparently.
Oh,
He reached
and
out
you
to
didn't
me.
hang out?
We didn't get to spend time together. We didn't know we were there until I left. So I don't generally post while I'm on a vacation. I try to leave my phone down. And
You
not
call
worry
yourself
too
an
much about
influencer, Corey?
I know. I'm not in. I don't need to brag about it. So
Oh, WD-40 coming in from Liam.
yeah.
Says the same story.
Well said, sir.
Yeah,
See?
WD-39, not as good.
Not as good. It tasted like chicken.
Tasted like chicken 64. That's for sure.
Yeah,
That's right.
WD-39 and Chicken 64 in preparation G.
Oh man, that's the T-shirt.
Okay, perfect, good.
Yeah.
No, but so all right, so glass wine bottles. We talked about lightweighting. Brandon's saying that you were just 15 minutes away, dude. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't have made the effort. Come on.
I didn't know he was there.
Which is interesting because you both live in like opposites of North America, like
Yeah,
Toronto.
he's in the Great White North, and I'm in the Great Northwest, and
Yeah,
you know,
not
we
close
hit-
to each other,
Not close at all. No,
Not at all.
but you were, and then you weren't.
I have the bug bites to show it. Yeah,
But
Did
there's,
you try a Bahama Mama? Isn't that one of the drinks?
yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just to be
Recommend.
clear, that is a alcoholic drink. That's not something.
All right. All right. So back to packaging real quick
Yes.
on wine bottles. All right. So wine bottles, if you lightweight the glass, yes, they become easier to shatter, easier to break. Unless there's always additives to the glass that you can make it add a little bit of strength, but it comes with a price of making things a little bit more difficult to recycle for that same reason. Then you've got this Mad Dog 2020 style flat bottle, which holds less. Then there's also a pouch. I've seen a pouch. I can't find it here, but they did. It was basically a PET stand-up pouch, but then they did a really nice rigid board around it, but it was still flat, and they had like a window cut out of the front so you can see the wine through and see the color. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a pouch.
Multi-material, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then but the idea there is that it requires less space, and you get that whole story. And then there's like paper bottles. We've seen the Papaco paper bottles, but then there's also this bottle here, which I'll share. Oh, health and get a good little ad here.
Eat the cookies. Eat them all.
No, I refuse.
Okay.
That's paper.
But these are all paper, and it's a flat cardstock. Then on the inside, it's a pouch, right? But it's
Right.
just a flat cardstock. I don't know if there's a good picture in here.
It like unfolds too,
Nope.
right? I've seen these.
Yep, completely flat,
Yeah.
flat. The bottom of it kind of curls up, but it doesn't. It's another bag in the bottle, which is an issue if you're looking at ways to recycle things.
The hard
Now
part
you got
about a lot of these
different
things
materials.
is wine filling has been, it's not all the same, but you have these filling lines that are pretty standardized for glass bottles.
Right.
Which is where I think the Garçon wines has at least they were actually, I didn't realize this. They were voted one of Time Magazine's best inventions in 2021. So that's cool. Because you don't have to make many adjustments to filling the wine bottle. It's the same opening. And so you'd have to adjust probably one of the widths of the line as it's coming down. The ones that are like in a bag with a paper wrap are really cool for small brands. But if you're like a Kendall Jackson,
Right.
which is really where the carbon impact is going to come from, are these big wineries.
Mm-hmm.
It would be very difficult to completely just uproot your entire filling system, which is huge and global, in order to put into a pouch and then how are you going to wrap it with paper if it's not automated? I think there's some really awesome packaging innovations that these smaller kind of niche wineries can use to stand out, and they should do it. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
But
I had the pleasure of speaking with the team from Jackson Family Wines, and they are innovating in ways that other vineyards and wineries are not. And it's really cool to watch. You're exactly right, though. They change all of their, millions of dollars or millions of bottles of wine to plastic tomorrow? No, it's not even physically possible. They would go out of business. They would, they couldn't afford to renovate everything like that, and they would lose so many customers. So many people enjoy that pop of the cork. When wineries started to go with twist top wine bottles, there was a huge pushback from consumers. Now it's becoming more in vogue and more acceptable for the entry level wine price. So I think this is going to take a long time to transition to different kinds of packaging for wine.
Yeah, I actually would look when I would go get wine. I would look for the twist tops because I just didn't want to deal with it. And I don't have like a refined wine palate. I was just like,
sure,
I don't know. I kind of want to get this bottle home and then open it and have a glass of wine. I don't want to have to go find my corkscrew and because I don't know any different. I mean, you could serve me boxed wine and I'd be like, it's really good actually. Or you could give me the cheapest wine. I'd be like, it's pretty good. Or $1,000 bottle of wine. I'd be like, it's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea.
The challenge is you're getting
taste tests on here. We need to do a taste test, I think.
Yes. Yeah. The thing is the plastic has a flavor. It adds a flavor, right? Just like if you drink out of a glass, or if you drink out of like a
aluminum
paper cup or aluminum, everything kind of changes. And that's the challenge. But these are the guys.
Point. Sorry, I was actually just frugal bottle.
These guys. So this thing is just it flat packs. It's got all this stuff, less paper, less plastic than a plastic bottle. Blah blah blah. But if you guys want to tag these guys, it's Frugal Pack, PAC, and maybe they'll hop on here and let us know. But yeah, you flatten it out and you separate it by hand. You got multi-layer. Item here, it says you can recycle the cardboard and the pouch.
Not everywhere. Check locally.
Right.
That's the challenge.
TBD. Right.
Gives you some design performance. You're filling it like a regular bottle. But,
So let me hang out on the taste thing because I actually had this thought last night. So my wife had a bottle of Topo Chico in glass, and I had a can of the Kirkland like flavored sparkling water, which is delicious, by the way. And I took a drink of her.
Shout out to Kirkland.
Yeah,
at Kirkland, go ahead and sponsor us.
Yes. Or Topo Chico / Coca-Cola.
Love Costco.
You're fine. But it. Oh shoot, my camera went out again. I hate this thing so much. You guys.
Well, you look good.
Okay, it's back.
There you go.
Thank you. So, so anyway, I took a drink out of her Topo Chico and I was like, this tastes better than out of the can. And I realized I don't know if it's psychological or if it's true, but I enjoy the taste of something out of glass more than I do out of aluminum. And I have no idea why. But I was like, I should have gotten a Topo Chico.
It doesn't change the flavor. You're right. That we've studied this a lot in glass, and there are some similarities to the flavor. Of course, they taste similar, but definitely different.
Yeah, so hang on. What do we got here? We got Liam coming in with. There's also oxygen transmission issues with plastic bottles and wine. So. I mean, you can't just swap out a material. That's the thing, everybody knows at this point is like, you can do it, but you're going to have some issues. You're going to have some blowback. Consumers are going to react. And if you're not pleasing the consumer, then what's the point here?
Good point, Eva. Or Ava, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many different things that happen here with that changes the flavor, changes the weight, changes the feel. You don't feel as cool with a cardboard bottle or a flat bottle. Looks like Mad Dog. That's kind of unless you're like pulling it out, right? Unless that's like.
But I think you could, like the letterbox wine. That's unique and different and cool. If you could, it would depend on the wine, right?
Cheap.
Like, but again, I think to her point, if it was a eco-friendly, sustainability minded, like that was the front of their branding.
Right.
then you could gift that to somebody who is of that, kind of mindset as well. And they would be like, oh, this is a really cool gift. I didn't realize this was out there. They could go look it up. It's not going to be for everybody for sure.
Right.
But
Here's the challenge.
tell me.
If it holds half as much as a regular bottle, you've got to use 2 bottles.
Right.
I
the
don't
same
know that it
amount.
does. I think it holds the same amount.
But it's like when they started putting wine into cans, and millennials thought this was amazing because they were going to take them on their hikes with them, and it sold
And
like
every
crazy.
single
Yeah.
single one of those had a plastic film, was a plastic film wrapped can,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then
Which is a
screws things
challenge
up.
for recycling. Yeah, of course. I blame Charlie for all these
That
problems.
brings me. So this can of Liquid Death is. I just want to share this because I think this is funny. So this is Armless Palmer, which is.
Oh, you were
has-
able to get some. Good.
Yeah, I did. So they changed the name. They changed the name of this because they got sued by Arnold Palmer, and they changed the name to Dead Billionaire, which I think is pretty funny. But here's the thing: these guys, the water's filled in Europe. They've got the whole story around it. The quality of the water, it's coming from these mountains, blah blah blah. But now, and when I had Mike on the podcast, it was like they were talking about, he's like, in the future at some point we may look at bringing the water sourcing to the U.S. because it'll make things a little bit easier. It'll make it more sustainable. But we don't really have a good water source here, right? Because any water that's filled in the U.S. is public water, so basically tap water. But now they've made the decision to move Liquid Death filling from Europe to the U.S. And for that, they're actually making the cans bigger because it's a savings, and they're just applying it to give you more product.
Oh, nice.
But the whole point here is like the water tastes so good
Yeah.
in Liquid Death. Moving it to U.S. I can't tell if Adam's frozen, but
He's good.
you got to just.
Well,
keep
what
moving.
about there's like rain, natural spring.
Say, yeah.
Yeah, rainwater is an example of something that's not the public water stream that they tapped into some kind of a spring in Georgia.
It's actually one of the only rainforests in North America. Now I froze. Dang it.
Here it is.
Why does my camera do this, guys? I don't understand. Yeah, the
Rainwater. Not sponsored.
It's an actual rainforest. I've been meaning to go out there. I tried to go visit their facility, but
They were on the podcast. They're amazing people. Really check out Rainwater. It's awesome.
They use only natural spring water bottled at the source.
Yeah.
Comes from federally protected spring in one of the rainiest counties in the U.S. from the public restroom tap. No, I'm just kidding.
there's also Proud Source water.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I hate this camera so much, you guys. I'm just gonna scream.
No
I'm
more tech advances for Adam.
gonna turn off
Yeah.
that camera because it's driving me crazy. But the oh gosh, I gotta go for a 9:00 meeting. It just popped up. Anyway, Proud Source water up in Idaho is another one that's doing a really great job. So not from public utilities.
Bathroom water.
It's bathroom.
We'll see.
Like out the toilet? Like
Yes. Guys, I do have a call at 9. I apologize. This has been a completely wonderfully disastrous show from a tech standpoint. I got to figure out why my camera.
That's all right.
Cheers,
You hear the
Adam.
people just chanting, "Bring Charlie back."
They are, and he's not coming back. So anyway, I got to run. You guys keep talking, but
bye,
All
Adam.
right, buddy.
Bye.
We'll see you. Just
What a
froze in the
mess.
last minute.
I love it.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, look at this.
Hey, those guys are huge.
No, they are huge. All right, man. So, just wrapping up here. What do you got going on this week, Corey?
This week, I'm going to be interviewing lots of people for the podcast. I had been kind of intentionally not doing that for a few weeks just to take
Yeah.
some time off and really unplug. But then everyone booked this week. And then as you and I will both be gone next week at Paris Packaging Week, which I'm really
that's right.
excited about. Leaving
Yeah, that'll
Monday
be-
morning for that.
Yeah, I'm leaving Monday afternoon for that, so that'll be good. And then
Yeah.
you took some time off. I took some time off as well. So coming back with the podcast this week. It's a lot. It's a lot putting these podcasts together. It takes time. There's editing, there's preparing, there's so much that goes into it, and just trying to deliver as much value as possible. I know you
That's
do the
it.
same. It's a full-time job.
You don't want to have people on that aren't really adding something to the audience. And I've had to say no more in the last 6 months than the last 3 years to guest a lot of great people, but some of them it's just not something that would add value, or it's not within the niche that I'm trying to promote. So you have to be picky and, like you said, put out a show that will add value to the audience.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then I just redesigned the Packaging Unboxed website.
Oh, right on! Wow,
Over this time. Yeah,
beautiful.
so it's thanks. So you can hop on here. You can check out the latest video. These are some good startup episodes to get you started on here if you haven't heard it before.
Yeah. I just interviewed Pierre from Notpla. He's amazing. I'm going to be interviewing
great.
him on stage next week. So
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's awesome. But yeah, so like if you want to get started, if you're like a startup, or if you're innovating product packaging, what plastic free looks like, how to get your own packaging suppliers, how to do pre-press, how to design packaging from home, what sustainable packaging means, and then like structural packaging, and then of course designing for luxury. But there's a million episodes on here you can check out. But yeah, that was like a good break.
Yeah, looks
to
amazing. Well done.
Design that. So thanks, man. That was just it's a lot of fun.
And
and
for
then
those
Brandon's
of you,
asking.
oh,
Sorry. Just Brandon's asking who's attending Westpac
yeah,
in Anaheim.
I'll be there.
Same. I'll be there as well. Do me a favor, Brandon. Check out we're doing a conference there as well. It's the Unboxed conference, and I'll put a
That'll
link
be
in here.
the day before, right? The 6th or the 5th?
I believe it's the 5th, but I'll put a link on here. I don't have that top of mind at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a link. Register for it. It's a half-day workshop in using artificial intelligence. It takes you from design, production to sustainability. So it kind of covers the gamut. And we'll be interacting, because it's going to be just a smaller workshop. We'll be interacting with the audience more, bringing you up, having conversations with you, and answering pretty much everything that you want to know.
Yeah.
So it'll be a lot less of talking at and talking with.
And that's strictly where you would recommend that for designers or for
I'd recommend
purchasing
that for
agents, anyone really.
I
Right?
would really let anybody come in here, because whether you're a designer, it's helpful to learn how you design with AI, but it also helps you kind of understand different materials and sustainability and like what the purchasing process is. And then if you're in purchasing, you get a little bit of insight into what's important to creative, what's out there, how you can save costs. If you're a brand looking just kind of starting up, it gives you ways to get there a little bit faster and better questions to ask. So it really kind of covers all areas of packaging. As you know, there's not just like one way to do packaging. Like you can,
Right.
And you don't have to be a packaging professional to need packaging, right? Most startups
Right.
have no idea about packaging,
Right.
and then
often
they screw it up.
Often they wait till the end and they say,
Mhm.
"Oh, and we need packaging." And my advice is always engage with a packaging professional way before you need packaging, like
Yeah, day
during the
one.
design process for your product, so that
100%.
you can dial that in advance.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, so we've hit our 30-minute mark, thank you guys. Appreciate you for joining us. Brandon, hopefully we'll see you over in Westpac. Otherwise, maybe we'll catch one of you guys in the Bahamas.
Yes.
Right?
See ya.
See you. Do us a favor, subscribe, leave us a review. Anything you want. If you have any questions, you can go to the packagingunbox.com. There's a button there for leave a message, and you can leave a voicemail message, and we're happy to answer it for you.
Yep.
All right, guys. We'll
Thank
see
you.
ya.
Live from Studio 3, this is Packaging Today with Evelio Matos.